And we're going to see if this last-minute push by these Democrats, this lie fest they're on right now. God, man. I mean, they can't even keep their story straight.
Well, so far, though, after what you've heard from the President of the United States, you're convinced that Democrats are the way to go? Should you stick with them based on the strong case that he's making?
Oh, yeah, yeah. They made their case. I'll say that for them. They made their case.
This is brutal.
They really suck. They're really awful. And on Friday, we had the John Fetterman clip where he was talking about football. Remember that?
Yeah.
So Pat had sent us a clip of John Fetterman discussing football when he was a lot younger and had hair.
Oh, really?
A little bit thinner and somewhat shorter.
Okay.
But here's what he said about football back then.
Let's have a warm LT world.
All right, look at that.
Yeah, he's with Lawrence Taylor. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Tell me, what is your secret? How do you find yourself in the right position all the time?
That's a good question. What happens is the center has the ball first, and quarterback will say hike. That's when the center puts the ball into the hands of the quarterback.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll start tackling the quarterback unless he give the ball to somebody else, in which case I'll try to tackle that person.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
Gentlemen, what brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. Powerful
John
lesson,
Fetterman.
though, for the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good. He was also out there making a final push. You know, obviously he campaigned with Biden and Obama. But as he started speaking, what happened next was very poetic, as it usually is.
Whoa, wait, whoa!
I'm running to serve Pennsylvania.
Oops.
Catch that if you're just
All
listening.
the American flags blew down immediately.
All of them.
All of
There's
them.
not one left standing.
I'm running to serve Pennsylvania.
Is that a sign? I'm going to say it is.
Yeah.
Don't vote for this guy.
Don't vote for the ogre.
And it appears he might actually be pro-life now. This is fun.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
development.
changed. Apparently changed.
I run on Roe v. Wade. Celebrates the demise of Roe v. Wade.
Me too. Huh.
We are of one mind.
Yes. I run on Roe v. Wade. I celebrate the demise of Roe v. Wade.
Okay, so that's interesting.
No. He didn't even go there. I'm not sure if he knew what he said, really. You know,
Does
but
he
this
ever
guy's
know what he
completely
says?
fit for office. Totally fit for office.
Oh, definitely.
Am I right?
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yeah, and in fact, he was on The View on Friday.
Oh, with the coven.
And so
Good.
Yes.
Good.
If you weren't convinced that he is totally fit for office, they want you to know
He's
is.
totally fit for office. All right.
Watch this.
Mr. Fetterman, I was happy you released an updated letter from your doctor, and it's clear your post-stroke struggles are not cognitive and would not hinder you as a senator.
No,
so I'm going to
that's
just go
not
ahead and
clear.
move on and treat you like regular candidate. Dr. Oz, you hit him often.
That man trying so hard.
Jeez.
So hard.
Okay.
We're going to just treat you like you're not as ridiculously bad off as you obviously are.
Yeah. I'm going to just ignore the fact. In fact, I'm going to say the opposite. It's obviously not cognitive, even though it is. Come on.
Yeah.
It's obviously not cognitive. These people are doing their best to get their guy elected. And again, this is a division of ABC News. ABC just obviously doesn't care. They don't care about their credibility or integrity or their journalistic standards. They don't have any. Pathetic. Wow.
Yeah.
And it's also kind of looking bad right now for Kathy Hochul in the New York governor race. MSNBC is even telling her how much things suck in her state. Check this out.
But I'm going to interrupt you then. Here's the problem. We don't feel safe. You might be working closely with Mayor Adams. You may have spent a whole lot of money, but I walk into my pharmacy and everything is on lockdown because of shoplifters. I'm not going in the subway. People don't feel safe in this town. So you may have done these things, but right now we're not feeling good. We're worried we could be San Francisco.
Wow. Like to see how she responded to that. That's
shoot.
interesting. Wow. But she got slapped down on MSNBC.
Yeah. That says a lot about the state of the Democrat Party heading into this election day.
Because Hochul is trying to tell people, hey, nothing's wrong here. This is great. We've got no crime going on. There's almost no crime. We fixed everything. It's just the way it's always been. Don't worry about it. Everything's great. See, you can't tell people the opposite of what they're experiencing and expect them to buy it. Although some will, I guess. Some do. But the vast majority of people know how they're doing and how they're feeling, and they know whether they feel safe or not in New York City. So if you're telling them, no, you're completely safe, and they don't feel safe, they're not going to buy that. Also, a friend of the program, Aaron Barker, reminded us of this Kathy Hochul clip from when we were being pressured to get the stupid vaccine.
I've forgotten about this.
Thank you, God. Thank you. And I wear my vaccinated necklace all the time to say I'm vaccinated. All of you.
You got a vaccinated
Yes, I know
necklace?
you're vaccinated. You're the smart ones, but you know there's people out there who aren't listening to God and what God wants. You know this. You know who they are. I need you to be my apostles. I need you to go out and talk about it and say, we owe this to each other. We love each other. Jesus taught us to love one another. And how do you show that love? But to care about each other enough to say, please get vaccinated because I love you. I want you to live.
No, that has nothing to do with whether or not you live. You got the vaccine.
What a cult.
You are protected. You have the protection now. Why do I have to? I don't have to do anything for you to be protected. You've already done it. If you believe it so wholeheartedly, jeez, I'm not going to have somebody force something injected into my veins that I know nothing about. Very little. And they won't even acknowledge the fact that there are problems with it.
I guess you don't love me then.
I guess not.
That's what I'm getting. Yeah. In fact, in overtime today, we'll hear from a doctor who has some interesting information about vaccines and what they could possibly be doing to our bodies.
Well, they're healing us, of course.
Yeah.
And they're protecting us from the disease, obviously.
That's probably what.
Yeah,
what
I'm
he's
sure
gonna
that's what
say.
he's going to say.
That's it. Yep.
Is that when you get vaccinated, you're not going to get the virus at all. You won't get it.
Mm-hmm.
So
You hear that, YouTube? You won't get it.
you won't get it.
Yeah, you get the vaccine. And
You're done. Then that's fine. You don't have to worry about another thing ever. Wash your hands of it. And don't even worry about whether other people around you are vaccinated or not. That has nothing to do with it. You are vaccinated, and so you're protected.
Yep.
Safe and effective and protected.
there we go. Bases covered.
Yep. As we make our way around the country and these various races that are going to be decided tomorrow, or who knows, by early December perhaps. I don't know. Whenever they get the votes counted.
Yeah, I know, man. Who knows?
In Georgia, this is kind of interesting. A top Democrat has snubbed Stacey Abrams and endorsed Republican Brian Kemp. This is a guy who's wearing a socialist fist.
Yeah, look at this
on
picture
his
of this
shirt.
guy. His name is Kwanzaa Hall. Do we have the picture of Kwanzaa Hall? Yeah, look at this guy. I mean, this is your stereotypical radical left-wing activist. I mean, he's got all
Got
the
a Black
hallmarks.
Lives Matter mask.
Uh-huh.
He's got the socialist fist on his shirt.
Yes.
And yet,
And his wrist has a little thing that says artist.
amazing.
I don't know if he's at, I don't know where he is, but anyway, he's obviously an artist there. So there we go. I mean, he's got all the bases covered.
So he's a former Democrat candidate for lieutenant governor. But he announced on Friday, citing Kemp's ability to make tough decisions in, quote, unprecedented circumstances, unquote, and that he plans to reduce crime and improve the state's educational system. And he has faith in Brian Kemp that he's going to do that.
Wow.
He said, while we don't agree on every issue, it's abundantly clear that Brian Kemp is a man of character, a strong leader, and someone who Georgians can trust to put them and their interests first.
A guy named Kwanzaa Hall.
How about that?
I love it. I love that.
That's great. I bet Stacey Abrams is pissed.
Mm-hmm.
That cannot sit well with her.
No. I think we have time for this one more clip because you talked about New York and crime, and you can't tell people they're not experiencing what they're experiencing. Well, Joy Reid tried the same exact tactic with inflation over the weekend.
Joy, I'm curious how, what's notable to me is that Republicans say they're running on inflation and crime. Republicans have not presented any solutions to their voters on either of those topics, and that state's run by a Republican. So how are those issues playing out there?
You know what's so interesting, too, is that I have actually never heard a person who isn't an economist or works on CNBC. I used to do CNBC a lot as a guest. I actually used to do Larry Kudlow's show all the time, a couple times a week. Okay. And the only people I ever hear use the word inflation are journalists and economists, right? So that is not part of the normal lexicon of the way people talk. So it's interesting that Republicans are doing something they don't normally do, right? Which is not use the common tongue, right? Not use just common English to sort of do on their campaigns like they're doing with crime. But what they've done is they've taught people the word inflation. Right?
Oh, okay.
Most people who would have never used that word ever in their lives are using it now because they've been taught it, including on TV.
Wait, I thought nobody said it.
In newspapers, they've been taught this word.
Pause it for a second. She's not even making sense. She's contradicting herself. She never hears anybody use it but economists, except that people have been taught it, and so they're using it. How are these people on television? How is it possible?
Well, she's been on Larry Kudlow a lot, so, I mean, that's her street cred right there.
Right.